it's quiz week at Megacan Manor, as Megan welcomes her summer holidays by guessing some mildly interesting facts about Germany's demographic troubles and the latest pension age gossip. Plus, there's bad news as the German police decides that it would be a great idea to let Mr. Ayn Rand wet dream fascist billionaire take over its databases, but also, just for the vibes, some general good news about German democracy, and Megan's special summer tips. Hooray!
In Berlin's heart, where news is unveiled, Megan and Conrad with German tales. The German news, it's tough to bear, but with Megacans, they're ready to head. Conrad, daily news at hand. Megan feels to spare time to crack those cans. With each sip she takes, the Meg is her shield. But will it last the news? 'Cause that was the deal.
Hello everyone, it's time for another episode of Megan's Megacan. I'm Megan, I'm here in Berlin with Conrad Werner. Hello Conrad.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm alright.
You're on holiday now, aren't you?
Finally on my summer holidays.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Have you been making merry?
I made pretty merry on the Wednesday night because it was also a teacher friend's birthday. And we managed to stay out till like 2 a.m. Unheard of. But yeah, I had the first few days now. It's nice. You have like your little time where you're like, oh, what should I be doing? And they're like, no, nothing. Just nothing. How's your week been?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm not on holiday. I'm just doing stuff.
Sorry.
But then I wasn't really working last week very much at all. Anyway, I don't really have holidays. I just work slightly less or slightly more. But I'm always like, I never have like a really hard time.
Well, this is good.
I just sort of bumble along in
I think
my
that's
life.
something for us all to aspire to. My working life is
Also, I quite
opposite.
like my life, so I don't really feel like, oh, I really need a holiday now. You know, it's all right.
that's good. Yeah, I think if,
So-
if school hadn't broken up, I'd be dead. I love my job, and it's actually, as teaching goes, not that stressful, and I still feel like I would have died.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have a small bit of good news to start us off today. Exciting. You know how we really like the Suntory Japanese Megacans?
Yes.
And we have actually had some listeners send us some from Japan, or like bring us some from Japan. Amazing.
Yeah.
And then also, that was the winner of our Megacan taste test challenge when we did lots of different ones,
Yeah.
including the US ones, which,
That was quite a long podcast.
yeah, no one listened to it with very good reason. I was just,
I remember that one.
yeah.
But it got a bit disorganized towards the end.
Yeah, disorganized is one way to put it. Anyway, listen to this. So far, I've only seen on general release the Suntory lemon ones. New flavor. I say just dropped. I've no idea. It could have been on the market for ages, but I think I would have noticed.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, look at that.
Fucking grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
The best of all the citruses for drinks. It's like a fucking Paloma. Here, have this.
Okay. So this is this a Japanese
I don't know why
Paloma?
it's called. I don't know. A Paloma has to have, I think, tequila in it. But this is vodka. I can't.
But look at that. It's 10% and 330 milliliters.
Oh, it is. And it's in like a squat can.
They know their stuff.
Oh my
the
God.
Japanese.
I don't know what shochu is,
It's probably
but it's also got vodka in it.
okay. So it's just vodka and shochu.
Shochu is some kind of Japanese spirit, but maybe it's not strong enough. Or
Well,
maybe.
if any of our
Anyway.
Japanese listeners would like to write in,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers. God,
Happy
if
holidays.
this isn't good, I'm gonna cry. Just gonna cry, give up.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's very very grapefruity. You can really taste
It
the
is.
grapefruit. It's almost like fresh
You can
grapefruit.
smell the grapefruit. It doesn't smell like cleaning fluid.
How did they do that?
I don't know. How do the Japanese do
They
anything?
must have done.
How do they do it?
Yeah, they make such good cameras. It's just my favourite line from Doctor Strangelove.
Oh, God.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
I won't go into it. But he's like this RAF pilot, and he says he's been tortured in the Second World War. And then he goes, yes, I was tortured a little bit, but problem is they make such bloody good cameras.
I mean, he should have had one of these Megacans.
Doesn't
It would have been...
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Anyway, shouldn't have. It's really funny. Peter Sellers. It's very good. Anyway, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but many, many moons ago. We want to try and keep it positive today.
Yes.
But then we talked about the news before when we were making our list of what we're going to talk about. And I was like, it can't be done. But... because in honour of the sunny weather and because this is our last show before we go on summer holidays, we're going to try and do a positive show with positive news. But there will be some bad news. Well, there'll be some normal news at the beginning. It'll be exactly the same structure as our normal podcast, where we try and shoehorn a bit of good news at the end. But I do want to talk a bit more generally about why I think we should have hope. And that is also why I think we should do good news. Not in it, because I mean, look at the fucking state of the world. You can't look away from it, really. But I think it is also important for us to not lose all kind of hope, because then we will all burn out and not be able to do anything. So it's more like it is what it is. And we have the luck to be living through, I guess, what's going on in a way that we can sort of distance ourselves a little bit from it, in terms of thinking, okay, well, where could I help, and what is going to be positive and stuff like that, rather than having to deal with it. And also
sometimes some of the news doesn't matter that much, even if it sounds bad, so you don't need to worry.
That's true.
You know, shall I start, or do you want to start? What have you got?
No, I just wanted to mention, of course, that Matt has been in the press because he had a phone call with Netanyahu, which, I mean, it's not great, obviously. I don't think anything's going to particularly happen until they turn the big weapons tap off.
But he sort of came out of the interview and said, I got so angry, you wouldn't believe. I wrote a strongly worded letter.
No, I mean, I think he did sort of, maybe in stronger terms than before, but considering that's not great. But yeah, the sort of usual stuff, and like, you need to act to let the humanitarian aid in to stop this hunger that's just the verhungern that's just happening.
Yeah, the sort of the genocide by starvation.
And we're still doing this. Again, it's a conservative German politician, so whatever. But
we can safely assume he kept his criticism on the modest side.
I don't think he was like, what the fuck, Benjamin, what the fuck are you doing? Get your fucking house in order.
No.
But then I don't know how much influence they even have anymore. Anyway, that happened. They're not going to recognise the state of Palestine like France has just done. Ostensibly, the government spokesperson was like, that's not on our agenda right now.
But weirdly, they said we're still committed to a two-state solution.
This is hilarious.
How do they reconcile that? If you're not going to recognise one of those two states.
But what is this? They just like to say that because it's like, it's not that we think that Palestinians aren't people with their rights, that they have fewer rights than others, because now it's unacceptable to say that on the global stage. But yeah, well, that would be, a next step as a part of the two-state solution process. I'm like, Netanyahu doesn't want it. Even if like the Palestinian kind of... that split, Hamas were like, no. Some of the people are like, yeah. I think we may be past. It just sounds like some pipe dream from the 90s. Like, just,
I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
It's insane. What I think is a positive, and obviously too little too late, and arguably people like covering themselves, but like the German media landscape, I think, is quite different on this now than it was. And rightly so. But, I mean, don't want to say a silver lining because it's not, but like at least change is happening, even if it's like massively too late. And also, like, I genuinely think because the media was so weird, like I've had this weird thing of having to try and understand how German media and German citizens think about this issue in a way that is completely different. I don't know, it's been quite shocking. So I think I'm not making any excuses, but I think there is a lot of, it's not like they got the same information as I did as an Irish person going through my life about what the realities of the situation there were. And we're still just like having the opinions that they had a couple of years ago. So,
Yeah.
but it just still fucking sucks. And then to have been, you know, them being on their soapboxes about anti-Semitism for, you know, I don't know. But anyway, sorry, positive. Have another delicious grapefruit drink. It's not too sweet. It's almost like a little bit salty.
Yeah, no, it's
which makes me feel like it's a Paloma as well.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent drink. I can see the
called
bottom.
Double grapefruit. What do we think the double grapefruit is?
I think that just means 2 grapefruits.
You said that like that makes sense, but it doesn't. It's got a picture of a grapefruit cut in half at the top. That's not 2 grapefruits. That's 1/2 plus 1/2. 1 grapefruit.
Okay, yeah, that's very true. But maybe there's another drink which they produce which only has one, which has only one.
We're going to have
half
to go
of a
to
grapefruit.
Japan. They've gone a bit populist recently, so that's not good. But
yeah, I'm actually going to mention Japan in the next bit.
Segue. Right, where are we going? What's
We're going
happening?
to pension ages.
No.
Well, hang on, you
I
don't
just
know
said
if
I
it's going
nearly
to be.
died because we had to go to the 23rd of July. What, you're going to make me go to 73? I will die.
So the Economy Minister, Katharina Reiche, has been in the news this weekend. Do you remember Katharina Reiche? We mentioned her before.
Yeah.
She was a CDU politician and for a few years, and a bit like Friedrich Merz, she dropped out and went into business. Amongst other things, she was the CEO of a large German energy company.
Oh, this lady.
Yeah.
I nearly said something else there, but it would have been possibly misogynistic, so I won't.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, come on, rich lady whose name literally has Richie.
She says that because of the demographic transformation in Germany and the what she says the rising life expectancy, she says that there is no alternative to extending the pension age.
Yeah, there is. Get more people in to work from other countries who want to come and work here. Make it easier for them. Stop being dicks to them. Give them the right to work. Off we go.
Oh, you've just I had a whole
Oh, I'm
arc.
so sorry.
I had a whole arc, which is now you've kind of cut to the ending of the story now.
I'm so sorry. No, let's go through.
No, it's good. We don't need to go into the rest of it. It's good. It's like as usual, you've got straight to the heart of the matter. But yeah, so I had all these stats and stuff about Germany. And,
no, please give us some stats because it is good. We love it when you get technical, Conrad.
Okay.
I'm just waffling today, even more so than usual, about vibes.
It is what I was going to say is that she is broadly true about the fact that German population is getting older and older.
Yeah.
And in fact, apart from Italy, Germany has the oldest median age in Europe.
Can I guess it? No, median is the one right in the middle.
Yeah, the median. What's the median age of German people? It's the
39.
Ooh, not even close.
Oh no, 51.
46.7.
Oh, 39's pretty close. I've got out of like what, 100?
Well, it's not going to be 100, is it? Okay, well, it's like
not even close.
It wasn't very. Well, I mean, I'd have thought 41 would have been close.
I said 39.
Okay, fine.
Said,
you were very close. It was actually 46.7. So Japan.
Not often I see your German half come out, sir.
Well, because I'm looking at the whole league table at the moment.
Okay.
And Germany is 8th in the world of median age. So the oldest.
Oh shit, that's.
Yeah, the reason why I mentioned of the large economy countries, Japan is by far the oldest with 49.5.
Mm-hmm.
Italy 48.1. That's the biggest in Europe. If you don't count like mini countries like Monaco and Andorra and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Germany is like I said 46.7, and to get to 39, which is this is why I said you weren't close. You'd have to go down to 62nd place, which would be China and Ireland, both on 39.8, for example.
Oh wow!
So Germans
I just went with 39 because it was my age.
Oh, okay. But okay, well, you were very
okay.
The UK is also about 40, also much lower. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is that Reiche does have a point in the sense that there is an aging population. And I have another stat for you.
Oh.
Watch out, listen to this. At the beginning of the 1960s, there were still 6 actively insured workers for every old age pensioner in Germany.
This is the beginning of the 1960s.
Yeah, now, have a guess what the ratio is now.
God. Has it swapped? Is it more? How many pensioners am I having to sponsor?
It's 2 to 1 now.
Okay.
So
that's still bad, though.
So you have to sponsor half a pensioner.
That's grand.
So
I want to see their voting records first. I don't mean that.
Yeah, so there is a problem, and Katharina Reiche says that the only solution to this is to not only work for a longer time, but also to work more, as in more hours per year. At the moment, German people work much less than, for example, American workers in terms of hours per year.
Yeah. But we should, because America is a capitalist hellhole which is devouring itself. So, yeah, no, not going to do that. Sorry.
Well, the German government actually responded to
this drink.
So, to make you feel, if it makes you feel better, the spokesperson for the German government came out with a statement today in the regular press conference and said that there are no plans to raise the retirement age at the moment, despite what Katharina Reiche said. And so, yeah, that is that. So for now, it's going to change. At the moment, there is a thing in place. Hang on, I've got more stats for you. Stat attack.
Stat attack.
So at the moment, the retirement age, the legal retirement age in Germany is 65, but it is scheduled to rise to 67 in about 6 years. I think 2031. It's supposed to go up to 67. But that 65 is about average in Europe at the moment.
Yeah.
Denmark, Netherlands, also on 65. So is Great Britain, so is Japan, so is New Zealand. The USA is 1 year higher, 66. So it's about the average.
Yeah, it's fine, but we can't go over 67. Absolutely not.
You think that's your limit? You're like,
it's not a line in there. It's tiring working.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing. Okay, I don't want to come back to the point that I made before, because do you have more before we get to the end points about how this is not the only solution and how...
I have a little bit more. So there were a few reactions to Katharina Reiche's, some more economy types, and the business associations were obviously welcoming her, and they were saying, oh, she's only being realistic. Trade unions were saying what she is really doing is cutting pensions. Like, this isn't really about extending the retirement age. What she's really doing is trying to cut pensions for everyone, so that the state doesn't have to spend as much. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
So go on. 1,300 hours a year on average. German workers work 1,300 hours a year.
That's a lot of hours.
It is.
How many hours are there in a year?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me Google that. You can have a little sip of your drink. Okay. How many hours in a year?
Would you like to know?
Actually, I can work this out. I don't need to use AI. There's 4,380 in a year, minus, what did you say, 1,300? Yeah, mate, there's only like 3,000 hours for myself. That's like, that also doesn't seem right.
Well, you're probably asleep for quite a few of those.
Yeah, but a quarter. I feel like I'm at work more. I mean, not me, obviously. I'm a teacher.
Well, American workers work 1,800 hours a year.
Those poor bastards. That's more than 2 hours per day more-ish.
Yeah, they're really busy.
Yeah, and if you lose your job in America, you die. Like, there's just nothing. You just... I don't know. There's no safety net. There's no nothing. It's like the worst.
Except they don't know what a skip is.
No. What do they call it?
I don't know.
Anyway.
No, I can't Google that now. Right.
What do Americans call a skip?
Yeah, not Google.
Maybe they've got. I feel like they've got something else going on in America. I can't imagine Americans like booking a skip for the weekend. Oh, what size do you want? Oh, small. No, they've got a different system. They've probably got something that comes. I don't know. It's not very efficient there, isn't it? I can't imagine them booking a skip.
No, I don't. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Well, how do Americans clear out their basements, as they call them?
Right, we have completely lost the run of ourselves.
Yeah.
We're only halfway through our delicious drink. You've probably finished yours.
No, I'm not. I'm savouring it. I'm
Okay,
pacing
so-
myself. I've got more news. Have you got anything else to say about?
Well, no.
pensions?
All I want to say is this is why do we? And I'm fucking bored talking about this, as is every other fucking person that on the left. Like, why can't anyone be talking about the net positives of migration? And like,
Yeah,
why
well.
is no one coming on like, oh, by the way, guys, if you don't want to work till you're 67, let's reopen those borders. Let's get some folks in. Let's make everything less bureaucratic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Like,
it's
stand
ridiculous.
up to the CDU and be like, well,
the whole framing of the migration debate is just that's why the AFD and UKIP are just going to win.
fucking buy into it.
I know.
Anyway, what else do we want to talk about? Oh, I don't want to talk about this next thing. I really, really don't.
Well, I'll try and get through it as quickly and painlessly as possible. It is Palantir, the company owned by Peter Thiel, the famous Trump supporting billionaire. He was a Trump supporter long before Elon Musk. He's always been a Trump supporter. He's like an absolute Ayn Rand wet dream of a human being.
Yeah, I unfortunately know more about him now because I listened to the Rest is Politics did like a JD Vance thing.
Oh, no, brought up
And
Thiel.
Peter Thiel sees Vance as this kind of possible monarch figure, like he's really into Vance, and they were sort of saying that he's kind of like supported him because no one can figure out why the fuck. But Vance went up to him after talking at whatever school that was stupid enough to let him in.
Yeah, well, anyway, it turns out that the German police are going to start using, or in some cases have already started using, Peter Thiel's Palantir software to trawl through data to find those naughty criminals all over Germany.
That sounds good.
So 3 states have already started using the software, and it looks like the rest of the country will soon. And it basically uses AI to trawl through a huge variety of databases to get information. And yes, a lot of people think it's slightly problematic for a variety of reasons. Partly because we don't know who controls the AI and how it gets the data that it gets, and whether getting that data, whether it is violating any constitutional rights, civil rights, while it does so. There's also an issue with something called digital sovereignty, because this is a US company, which means it's outside the EU, which means that a lot of the data that they might be getting might be going through US databases, which means that US a lot of information might be going out of the country, basically, and going out of the EU, which means it's not protected by EU law. That is problematic, and I don't know. So no, what now? We'll see. But just so you know that if you do commit a crime in Germany, that Peter Thiel is after you.
Like living off grid. It's just like, it sounds so ridiculous, but it was like in the S-Bahn today. You're just looking around and like everyone is just on their phone, like, and now it's just the thumb, like the scroll. I'm like, Peter Thiel somehow is going to have access to everything that we're doing now, and all we're doing is like waiting for a train, but he's got our...
Yeah.
Or like, I didn't specifically think, but like all of this, or someone is making money from us, someone is doing something, and it's just grim.
Yeah.
We're doing well on the positive news.
I went on TikTok today.
Oh,
It was a nightmare.
You've got to ease yourself in. I keep telling you this. Like,
It's just horrific. It's the most horrific online experience I've ever had. It's like having burning chewing gum stuck to your face.
Oh, that's a great simile. If you were in my classroom, we'd give you all clicky fingers for a great striking line.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you gotta just wait, like keep going until the algorithm understands you.
Okay.
And then it's glorious.
Till
'Cause that
Palantir knows what I want.
Oh, TikTok knows what you want.
And then it starts tickling
I'm definitely
my...
like a little bit addicted to TikTok.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I have to try and get off that. But, oh God, I think we all just need to... I do think that we will look back at this era, particularly with like allowing young people access to all of this. And I'm not the only person saying this, but like this unfettered, unrestricted access to stuff. We'll be like, you know, the way we joke about our parents never like just putting us in the boot of the car and driving us around when we were like kids in the 90s. But provided we didn't crash the car, that wasn't sort of rewiring our brains. So, yeah. Why are you on? You just wanted to be on TikTok for?
No, there's actually a specific reason. It's because I've put my film online to stream for money on a platform.
Oh,
so you
that's
can pay
cool.
to watch my film, and it's if you want to pay to watch my film, it's on
definitely
Vimeo.
Pay to watch Conrad's film.
Yeah, it's called We're All Going to Die. Might as well plug it now I've started talking about it. And if you go to the site, you'll find a little link. We're all going to die film.com. And if you go to the site, there's a little link to the streaming site, which is a Vimeo site. And you can pay a little bit of money and you get to rent it for a bit. And anyway, the point is that to promote this, we started a TikTok account and put little clips of the film on TikTok, because apparently that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then hundreds of people watch it and then give you money, hopefully.
There's a lot of people on TikTok. Like things get thousands of views.
Yeah.
And they're not as good as your film.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of terrible... It's quite... What is a bit disturbing is you don't have to scroll very far until you start getting extremist stuff. You can start getting to AFD sort of content.
I never got any of that, I have to say. And I wonder if you're not on your phone enough looking at other stuff. Or you could just be a man. I don't know.
It just assumes that I will like the AFD.
Well, that's the thing. Young people, which they're maybe going to assume that you are on like TikTok, you're a man, and so you will be more right wing.
Great. Well, I'm glad that the
There we go.
algorithm...
Maybe you'll get radicalized. Imagine we come back after the break and you've just been like scrolling the bit out on TikTok and you're just like, do you know what, Megan? I actually think we need to
Strict
just,
immigration.
you know...
What about all these boats? What about all these boats?
Well, okay,
It's the worst thing in the world.
We're
People
going
on
to
boats.
talk about something positive.
Yeah, good. Right. You had some positive things because I
didn't really have any positive things, but I think maybe some reminders about, particularly here in Germany, that, you know, because we keep looking at the US particularly just setting itself on fire, and we look at all the ways our politicians are failing the people of Gaza, and it's very easy.
So this is going to be positive, the end.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is very easy to sort of lose track of anything that is positive, and not in a like, oh, it's all fine actually way. No, but like, we don't need to be hopeless and give up. And one thing I thought about is like, I keep looking at the US and being like, how is this happening? Like, where are your institutions? Where, whatever. But I guess like the Supreme Court is crazy. I don't really understand what happens with the, you know, no one seems to be able to do anything. He says these things and then they somehow seem to come into effect in a way that I hope would not happen in Germany, because nothing happens quickly in Germany. And so I cannot see that happening. But also because hopefully, even if like the politicians and stuff are doing like a shit job, which not all of them are, and we can talk about that in a minute, but I remembered a story that we had covered in February of last year.
Well, yeah. So I'm
going to sound like I remembered this whole story, but I was trying to explain it to some friends of mine the other night.
Yeah.
When we had this conversation, and I couldn't remember anything. So I went back.
Okay.
And we talked about how the lawyers just over a year ago were working on like raising the alarm to be like, hey guys, we have this cool constitution that's like meant, you know, came out of the Nazi time and everything, but the laws that govern that constitution are actually just normal laws.
Right.
And so they don't have the same kind of like
protection.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Do you want to take over? Because I'm drunk and you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But you didn't remember when I arrived, and I would like everyone to know that I reminded Conrad of this.
Okay, yeah, good.
Do I have the details? No.
So what we're doing now is we're doing it like a kind of, because it's the end of the school year, essentially, and because we're taking a few weeks off after this podcast, I asked you to say some things for this, prepare some podcast nuggets about what you like about the German political system. And this is what you came up with. And so we're going back about a year.
Yeah.
And there was a new law. So the last government basically tried to AFD-proof the Constitutional Court and the Constitution by moving various, features of the Constitutional Court, like, for example, that there are 16 judges, that the judges' terms are limited, that the age is limited, so that and moving those from normal law, which only need to be passed by a simple majority in the Bundestag, to constitutional law, which means that they have to be passed by a 2/3 majority, so it's harder to change them. And this, in theory, will protect the German constitution, even if, God forbid, the AfD got into power and, had a majority in the Bundestag, they would not necessarily be able to change the German constitution. Because in other European countries, for example, Poland, this has already happened. You might remember there was a big issue with how the PiS party started to decide, we can appoint the judges now. And that's not how it works, and all this other stuff. So there was a big lot of protests in Poland about it, and it was a huge issue. So in order to sort of safeguard the German constitution, they successfully did this. So that has happened now, and now it's harder
December
to change. So one thing they could do, for example, is like dilute the court. So they could have, instead of 16 judges, they could have like 30 judges, and then appoint their own friends, the AfD members, to be the other judges. Like they could do stuff like that, and that is now impossible. So that's a good thing. That's positive news that has happened in the last year.
And I remembered it sort of.
Yeah, no, you did very well.
Thanks. And the other thing I think is good, because as someone from the UK, although not someone who ever, I don't know how many people know this, but like the UK big parties, like we can't vote for them in Northern Ireland. They don't exist. Mm-hmm. We have our own ones. So like Conservatives, Labour, Reform, that's not a thing.
No.
It's not that like they're just not popular and we like Sinn Féin and DUP more. They just don't exist in the way that they seem to in like some extent in like Scotland and stuff. Anyway, God, I have not eaten very much today. I'm absolutely fucking binged. I'm like really trying here. Fucking hell.
See, I've got my laptop, so I can.
You've got the semblance. You looked so professional. I was just watching you being like, oh my God.
That's because I had the laptop. I had my own article from
afters
December.
Of some fucking club night, and we've all got, and you're just like able to hold a conversation. I'm looking at it going, how is he doing this?
No.
Anyway.
It's through the magic of the internet in front of me.
Sorry. Looking worryingly at what's happening in the UK with the rise of reform and how popular it's getting. Very grateful for the fact in Germany that even though we have the AfD on really worryingly high numbers, those numbers are we still have proportional representation. And I think that's obviously an insanely obvious point. But I think, sorry, a siren is blasting through.
We'll just wait for this ambulance to pass, but it's not come for you, Megan.
Let's hope not. Not yet, but heavenly days. I'm not saying it's impossible but it's going to be very, very difficult for the AfD to kind of like grab power.
No, and also
hopefully,
and also what's good in Germany is that we have different levels of democracy, right? So we have state elections, and the states have quite a lot more power than, for example, local elections in the UK.
Mind you, for some reason in Berlin, we're doing a weird thing where we're like, oh, maybe we want to be conservative, but we seem to have realised the errors of our way with like. And this is the other thing that I wanted to say is the rise of Die Linke very, very sort of quickly in the last, I don't know, like year or so, really, from almost worrying whether they were going to get the 5% to get into the Bundestag in the last election to going up to 8% 20% in Berlin, I think.
And well, specifically in Berlin, because they anecdotally, I've heard from several people now that they only voted Linke. That they were thinking about voting for another party, but they voted Linke because of the Linke's ground game. Because someone from the Linke came to their door and knocked on their door, and apparently they bussed in loads of people and really took care to send people out and say what do you actually want from your party, and well, why don't you consider voting the Linke? And I think that really did make a huge difference in the federal election. And now, in Berlin, there was one poll a couple of weeks ago, which had the Linke on 19% in Berlin, which is really high. And they've also gone up since the election nationally to about 11%. Yeah.
Which I think shows sort of two things. One, that because of the multi-party system, things can be a little bit more fluid maybe in German politics than having these big two-party systems. Thinking of the US and what when one party when someone like Donald Trump comes along and everyone just seems to have gone oh well, if he's the only future of the Republican Party, then there's no, how does that fucking happen? Because I'm sure that not everyone, anyway. So there's that, but also that, Die Linke is a voice that maybe we don't see in the other countries that we might kind of be looking at now, which is a voice on the left of centre. So not, the Labour Party, with whom I am so angry right now.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I'll say one other thing that I think is good about Germany and the German political
Megacans are 10%.
Culture, yeah, and that too. Apart from that, the way, actually, I think that despite everything, I think that the way that the press is handled in Germany is very good. In other words, if you write an email as a journalist, if you write an email to any ministry or any local authority, even the Chancellor's office, you will always get a reply as a journalist to every question. I think that's really good. And similarly, that is not necessarily something that happens in many countries. That there's not a thing where you have to get a reply. They will reply to you. The other thing is that similarly, there was the Merz's summer press conference, which I think we mentioned last time. So he always does the summer interview and then he does a summer press conference, and this is a tradition in Germany now. And the building that they do that in is called the Bundespressekonferenz, and that is not a government building. And in fact, 3 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, the spokespeople from all the ministries sit in that building, the Bundespressehaus, and that is not a government building. That's a building that's owned by the press. It's like a communally owned by the press, and they answer any question that any journalist asks. And that is, and some of the questions are quite critical and quite hard. And everything they do is online, and I can very much. I think that is something that we should not take for granted in a democracy, and it's a very important part of democracy.
I have to say, and maybe this is kind of my own, I would like to be a little bit more politically engaged. I do find the German at some points kind of a little bit daunting, but even today when I was kind of looking through some stuff, and I also want to email some representatives about Gaza, because I was able to forward this campaign to my relatives in the UK that someone gave me, and they could all do it really, really quickly. And I was like, okay, well, what is it in Germany? The amount of information online about every single thing that is happening in the German parliament is fucking nuts to me. It's just all of the things and all of the different laws you can look at, which stages it went through and what happened in this stage and who voted for it and who didn't. And I'm sure this obviously exists everywhere. I was like,
Yeah.
And also I think what the sort of, we were talking about how the political parties kind of ebb and flow and all of this kind of fluidity. It does seem to speak for, and the fact that we have very high voter turnout, which seems to be getting higher, is also good. We don't seem to be sinking into apathy because things are terrible. Also then looking up, the voter turnout in the US is the highest ever for the last 2 elections, or since 1908 or something. So I was like, oh shit. maybe high voter turnout is bad, and they were saying, oh, it's because of the polarization of the debate and everything. But in Germany, because we don't necessarily have like a super polarized debate yet, hopefully, maybe our political engagement it's not about, like, it's good.
Good. There you go.
There we go. Oh, God.
Breathe a sigh of relief. We managed to say something nice.
We did. I'm not going to start, like, Germany really fucking pisses me off. But it is what it is. And maybe we can have some, like, a little bit more, get more involved. I'm just going to start fucking sending some emails. I feel like really being a Karen could be the role that I, haven't really leaned in enough to my kind of...
You've not embraced you in a Karen.
Northern, like, Ulster Protestant blonde woman. I feel very small minority of listeners will sort of understand.
Anyway, also we wanted to have Megan's summer tips for Berlin.
My tip, because it's fucking rainy.
Yeah.
I think the weather's going to get better. Obviously, go to the lakes. Go to Bamel-Ecke near Grunau, but I didn't tell you to go there because...
Okay. This is just between me and you and the listeners of this podcast.
But that is it's so quick and easy from Neukölln. I also think Wannsee is
What's it called?
Nice.
Bamel-Ecke.
Bamel-Ecke.
What's that?
Go to Grunau.
Yeah.
On Grunau, there is basically the big river in Berlin is the Spree. The other big river is the Dahme. And the Dahme runs all through, I don't know what it does until it gets to the bit where it's relevant, but like down through the southeast of Berlin. And so if you go to Grunau, then you can get a beautiful tram, a lovely little tram, which will take you all along and the Dahme is then called different lakes along there. Like even though it's a river, it kind of widens out and they call it different lakes.
Right.
And the Langersee, I think, is very beautiful. It's kind of, it looks kind of more like a river, to be honest. There's boats going around. It's very relaxed. If you go to Bamel-Ecke on the tram, you'll see the tram at Grunau go towards Alt-Schmuckwitz. Goes through the forest. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you can get off at Bamel-Ecke. There's also like oh my God, what is it called? Like a Strandbad. The Grunau Strandbad is just before that.
Right.
And that has like quite a lot of like DJs and stuff go and play there. I don't know. The crowd might be a bit strange. But if you want some pommes and things, that's good. But I also read a plaque today in Alt-Schmuckwitz itself, which is near where my garden house is. That Straßenbahn, that whole tram system was like, didn't exist. And then I think like a citizens initiative, which came from like 2011 or something, like brought it back in because they were like, this is one of the most beautiful tram routes in Germany and we should bring it back. I have not fact checked this plaque. Okay. All I know is the plaque said in 2011 we should do this again, and now it exists again.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on a plaque, it's probably true.
Yeah, but also my main summer tip.
Yeah.
I finally, after 174 years in Germany, joined the fucking library.
Oh, well done.
And you happen to live very close to the American Gedenkstätte Bibliothek.
Yeah.
The gift that America gave
to Kreuzberg.
Yeah.
They paid for a public library here.
Yeah, which has a lot of like English stuff in it as well. So I finally went and joined, and it was very easy. All you need is your passport. I think I brought my registration thing, but I don't think they asked for that. Maybe bring it anyway. €10
for a year.
Yeah, they gave me a card there. They just printed it at the desk. They just gave it to me immediately.
Oh yeah.
I could go into the library, get whatever I wanted. I was in a bit of a rush and I was with school kids, so I didn't. But I'm going to go back and get all of the things. Yeah. And you can do anything. And in that one, there's like a whole amazing youth library with all the young adult stuff and graphic novels.
And they have events. This is was one of my favourite things in life, is when people discover what modern public libraries offer.
I feel like such a fool for not having been
it's like
sooner because I remembered when I walked in and I took some kids to the library earlier up in near where our school is as well together. I mentioned, I love the library so much. Like walking in, seeing those funny shelves. And like, obviously it's Berlin, so the library, it looks like it's from the 1980s. So it looks the same
they have all the
what
desks.
It was when I was a kid.
And they have a little cafe in there, and you're allowed to take your coffee and sit at your desk with the thing and just read. And also,
they have a stationary vending machine.
Yeah, a stationary vending machine.
They have a stationary vending machine. Said it twice.
But also, did you see the Library of Things?
No, I did not. I'm going to go back.
So you can actually not just borrow books and DVDs and stuff. You can also borrow things that you might need. For example, art and crafts tools, power tools. You can borrow those from the library. People don't realize this.
Oh my god!
You can borrow things that actually you might need that you would think, oh, I have to go and buy that from Helvig. No, you don't. Not necessarily. If you go live near a good library. So
I might not have to borrow an electric hedge.
Well, I don't know if they got everything. I mean, they've got a few.
I'm going to go check.
Yeah,
because I did have to lend it from Obi.
They have a lot of stuff that you can borrow. That is just tools and anything like arts and crafty type stuff. You can borrow that. Yeah.
I'd be amazed if they had a hedge trimmer.
I don't know if they got a hedge trimmer.
Let's see. I'm going to go test it out at some point this week. But yeah, because also it's rainy, so you might
as well go to the library.
Yeah. And
I mean, I still really believe in physical media, so I borrow loads of DVDs there. It's like much better than Netflix. You got everything. They've got everything. They've got all new DVDs. They've got films that came out last year. People don't understand. They think that it's the library, but they've got
I think their video games are always out, from what I could see, because a lot of the boys were checking.
Oh, were they? I think
But you can rent or not rent. You can
probably go on waiting lists for stuff that's already out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
is there anything happening with the libraries that we wanted to mention, which is bad news, but also people need
to this is Berlin specific news, but as part of the culture cuts that our CDU mayor has brought in, they're going to have to cut a lot of funding for libraries around Berlin, but you can campaign against that, and I'll put a link in the show notes, and you can send an email.
Sounds so professional when we say that.
Yeah, you can email the mayor through this link, and you can say, no, please don't sack loads of people, because then they would have to shorten opening hours and stuff. Yeah.
Fucking hell, don't, no. Not when I've just discovered the library.
Yeah. Good. I think that's enough for today, don't you?
I feel like we've talked for ages.
Yeah, well, we have. I can confirm that we have talked for quite a long time.
Oh, wow. We can probably cut quite a lot of what I've said today.
Yeah, good.
All right.
It's a bumper. We're going to be away for a month.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bumper issue. Enjoy,
everyone.
It's like when the Radio Times did like 2 weeks instead of 1 week for Christmas. It's like that.
I fucking love the Christmas Radio Times. You always have to get it.
So that's what this is.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy if you're on holiday. Enjoy if you're not. Take some time out. Go to the summer bad. That's also a top tip. Go to the summer bad.
Yeah, do that.
It's alarmingly. Yeah, go to one of the ones on the outskirts, and I don't think anyone's there, but you can check on the website like how belasted they are. But maybe bring cash for pumice, because we didn't do that the other day, and
they don't take card at the Sommerbad.
Oh no.
Okay.
Get under your mattress, get out your Sommerbad, shine it off your.
Okay.
All right. Have a lovely summer, everyone.
Bye.
Megacan, German news in English with a cocktail can. The German news, it's quite a test. With Megan's Mega, you're feeling refreshed. Megacan, German news in English with a cocktail can. Deutsche Nachrichten sind düster und schwer. Down the Mega.
Defy the fear.
Yeah.
It's actually it's quite a positive message to give to
think
people.
so.
I like to think that we have quite a positive impact on our listeners.
I hope so.
Because we try and get them to defy the fear of listening to the news all day.
I mean, it's better than reading a German newspaper. Surely.
I would definitely recommend listening to our podcast more than reading any German newspaper.
German newspapers barely have pictures.
No.
Like fucking, it's just a brick of text.
Oh yes. And they seem to make a virtue of it. They think it's like so great to have no text.
Not like you Americans
pictures.
with your fucking
Colour pictures.
decadent pictures in your newspapers.
Yeah,
What's that? A crossword puzzle? Oh, no wonder you had Trump. Jesus Christ, everyone! Like, there's a middle ground.
You have to concentrate on the news. It's very important. And you have to like keep it there.
Just have a mega.
Have a mega. Give us a picture every now and then.
Just a wee picture, maybe of,
Yeah.
a diagram.